The Biden administration likes to say their policies are humane, and the Trump administration, including myself, are inhumane because of our policies. Well, let me ask you a question. When illegal immigration is down 83% at a 40-year low, how many women aren't being raped? How many children aren't dying? How many billions of dollars are the cartels not making?
That was former acting ICE Director Tom Homan slamming the Biden administration's border policies. He's a Fox News contributor, and he joins us right here on set. Tom, I was with you there at that border summit down in McAllen. You spoke eloquently, forcefully, because you are passionate about this issue. There's so much to unpack, but I want to just touch on what Bill Maloogian was reporting about the Title 42 really not being enforced at all. In the case of Yuma, Arizona, nearly 800 crossings in the last 24 hours and only 13 Title 42'd.
Yeah, and the Secretary of Homeland Security says they're enforcing law, border secure. He's lying, right? Because the more people they release in the United States, you don't think the cartels are keeping track of who's coming back and who's going forward? This is a huge selling point to them. They're going to convince the most vulnerable people in the world, put themselves in their care, where the women will be sexually assaulted, people will die, as you've seen, because they're going to say, look, 98% of them are being released. Your chance of being released are really big. So give us your money, put your trust in us, and we'll get you to the United States to be released. And the problem is, a lot of them die. They have over 800 migrant deaths under Joe Biden's watch, the most in history. I was on the ground in Brooks County for 4 hours. We recovered 2 dead bodies. This is something no one's talked about. His policies are killing people. Not to mention, over 100,000 Americans are dying, have died over the fentanyl that's coming across that border.
I want to talk about the migrant deaths, because in Bill's report, he was showing the migrant that had died, but we also saw the large group coming on a pecan orchard. That pecan orchard is owned by a woman named Magali Urbina. I interviewed her when I was in Eagle Pass about a month ago. And when we were there, during the span of a week, a woman crossed and she died right there on the spot from heat exhaustion's complicated problems. Last week, I was in RGV. I watched, horrifyingly, a migrant drowned in the Rio Grande. There was nothing they could do. I watched the body being pulled. Does this administration not put enough emphasis now on migrant safety?
Absolutely not. When you have an open border, which causes 70% of the agents off the line, you got those going to turn themselves in the Border Patrol. But since 70% are off the line, many people are coming across that don't want to be caught, and they're going in the brush, and they're dying when they Texas sea. That's what makes me so passionate about this issue. I mean, I stood in back of a tractor trailer with 19 dead migrants at my feet with a 5-year-old little boy. Then we have the tractor trailer incident in San Antonio. That's what angers me. Secure border saves lives. Like I said earlier with Maria Bartiromo, when President Trump, when he had illegal immigration at a 40-year low, how many migrants didn't die? Because they weren't taking the trip. If you take 83% less cars off the highway, you got less highway deaths. If you take 83% less illegal aliens coming across the border, less people die. A secure border saves lives. The wall saves lives because it funnels families to where there's Border Patrol. The Trump policies save lives. Biden administration, they say their policies are humane. More migrants have died under Joe Biden than any time in my career, and no one's talking about it.
There's also the national security aspect of this. We've talked often about it. 56 individuals hit the terror screening database. We'll find out how many in July. We don't yet know that number. This week, FBI Director Chris Wray admitting to Senator Cornyn that he believes there is a serious threat at our border with these kind of numbers, with migrants coming from this many 150-plus countries. My question to you, and it's the question that's the center of our Broken Border Crisis piece on Fox Nation, is there still time to fix the border before it's too late?
First of all, where's Christopher Wray been? You and I have been talking about the national security issue for over a year. But do I think there's time? Absolutely time. But
this you see the numbers there, Tom.
Yeah, his administration has no intention of securing the border. They haven't done a single thing to secure this border and stop the flow. So Christopher Wray, the follow-up question that needed to be asked was, what have you done about it? Did you talk to the White House about this serious issue? Did you talk to the Secretary about this issue? He's got to do his job, too. This is a huge national security issue you and I have been talking about for over a year. Over 900,000 gotaways, people that don't want to get caught. If they've arrested over 50, how many of the 900,000 came home to do us harm? I don't know, but someday we're going to find out. It's a huge national security issue. If you're going to try to convince me, anybody, that not one of the 900,000 that came from 161 countries, some that sponsor terrorism, they didn't come here to do us harm, then you're ignorant of the facts. This country is at a national security crisis I've never seen before. I've never been more concerned about the safety and security of this country than I am right now under this presidential leadership.
Former Acting ICE Director Tom Homan. Tom, thank you for joining us.
Thank